The premiere episode opens with a scene of staggering contrast, presenting a public gathering characterized by immense wealth, high social status, and immaculate styling. A prominent social media influencer, known across digital platforms for promoting a lifestyle of domestic bliss and absolute marital perfection, stands before a crowd of elite mourners. She's dressed entirely in elegant white attire, projecting an air of deep solemnity, grace, and controlled grief. The atmosphere is thick with corporate reverence as local society gathers to pay respects to her late husband, a powerful business tycoon who built a massive family empire. To the outside world, this family represented the absolute pinnacle of luxury, unity, and mutual respect. Cameras flash, capturing the grieving widow as she plays her public role with flawless precision, maintaining the exact digital brand she cultivated over decades. Every gesture is calculated, every tear seems placed to evoke sympathy, and the crowd completely buys into the narrative of a tragic heartbreak. However, beneath the smooth surface of this high-profile event, a subtle tension vibrates through the gathered family members. The immaculate presentation masks an internal wrath, hinting that the glamorous mourning is merely a shield against impending social ruin. As the camera lingers on the widow, her steady gaze reveals a cold, calculating determination rather than pure sadness. This opening sequence establishes the central conflict of the narrative, exposing the massive chasm between public perception and the dark reality of a deeply fractured household. Transitioning away from the somber gathering, the narrative shifts backward in time to explore the foundations of this powerful family dynasty. We witness the early years of the central couple, long before the accumulation of extreme wealth, corporate power, and destructive secrets. In this era, the husband and wife function as an ambitious, tightly knit team, working collaboratively to build their initial business foundations from scratch. The young wife is depicted not merely as a companion, but as the primary strategic architect behind her husband's early professional ascendance. She uses her intellect, social savvy, and relentless drive to position him as a rising star in the competitive local commercial market. Their connection appears genuine, rooted in shared struggles, late-night planning sessions, and a mutual desire to escape financial limitations. The husband projects an aura of charisma and intense ambition, drawing people toward his vision while relying heavily on his wife's sharp counsel. Together, they navigate the early challenges of entrepreneurship, celebrating small victories that lay the groundwork for their future corporate empire. This flashback highlights the profound ironies of their eventual downfall, demonstrating that the very empire that would later destroy their personal lives was born out of deep cooperation. For an automated narrator, the smooth sentence structure here emphasizes the contrast between past loyalty and the impending web of deception that will soon define their lives. As the timeline advances through the early stages of their success, the corporate empire begins to take a definite shape. The husband transforms from an aspiring entrepreneur into a highly celebrated, powerful chief executive officer, commanding immense respect in boardrooms across the region. With this rapid escalation of wealth comes a dramatic shift in their everyday lifestyle, characterized by luxury vehicles, expansive estates, and high society events. The wife masterfully captures this transformation, pivoting her personal brand into a massive social media presence that champions the ideal family structure. She curates every aspect of their public life, showcasing a world where financial abundance coexists beautifully with deep emotional fidelity. However, as the money flows in, the husband's personal demeanor begins to shift, reflecting a growing sense of entitlement and unchecked personal power. He becomes increasingly distant from the daily realities of his household, choosing instead to immerse himself in the adoration of his corporate peers. The subtle shift in balance becomes apparent as the wife finds herself working harder to maintain the illusion of closeness while her husband enjoys the fruits of her early sacrifices. This section underscores the intoxicating nature of rapid success. showing how material wealth slowly replaces genuine communication within the marriage, setting the stage for a dramatic unraveling that neither party can truly control. The narrative returns to the contemporary timeline, moving inside the walls of the expansive family estate where the daily domestic routine unfolds. Behind closed doors, the glossy image presented on digital platforms quickly evaporates, revealing a home defined by icy silence and growing emotional distance. The husband is frequently absent, routinely using urgent corporate meetings, late-night business dinners, and unexpected travel schedules as convenient excuses for his avoidance. The wife, highly intelligent and deeply observant, begins to notice small inconsistencies in his narratives, noting changes in his personal habits and phone etiquette. Despite her growing internal suspicion, she consciously chooses to double down on her public marketing strategy, posting highly stylized photographs of domestic peace. She rationalizes the emotional distance as a temporary side effect of managing a multi-million rand corporate enterprise, refusing to acknowledge the deeper systemic issues. Meanwhile, the children of the household begin to pick up on the silent warfare between their parents, experiencing a sense of divided loyalty and anxiety. The tension builds quietly within the household, creating a claustrophobic atmosphere that contrasts sharply with the sunny, luxurious lifestyle showcased online. This chapter highlights the psychological toll of maintaining a public life, demonstrating how the pressure to appear perfect forces individuals to ignore the obvious signs of a collapsing partnership. Shifting focus to the high-stakes corporate headquarters, the episode provides a deeper look into the husband's professional operational style. In the boardroom, he functions as an absolute master of manipulation, utilizing his immense personal charm and strategic leverage to dominate business rivals. He is surrounded by a loyal inner circle, including his trusted associate, who assists him in managing both corporate assets and private logistical arrangements. It becomes increasingly clear that the husband applies the exact same manipulative tactics to his personal life. Viewing relationships as transactions to be managed, he orchestrates his daily schedule with military precision, compartmentalizing his professional responsibilities, his public marriage duties, and his hidden personal indulgences. His power within the company appears absolute, shielding him from criticism and giving him a false sense of security regarding his personal actions. The narrative highlights how unchecked corporate authority can bleed into personal morality, creating an environment where the patriarch believes he is completely above accountability. He treats his growing web of secrets as just another business portfolio, confident that his wealth and strategic intellect can keep any potential scandal suppressed indefinitely. This corporate background provides essential context for his character, illustrating that his deceptive behavior is not impulsive, but rather a calculated exercise in maintaining total personal control over everyone. The dynamic shifts dramatically with the formal introduction of a highly ambitious, younger corporate professional who enters the company's inner circle. This individual possesses a sharp mind for business, combined with a keen understanding of personal ambition and the leverage of attraction. She effortlessly commands attention in professional settings, drawing the immediate interest of the powerful chief executive officer during high-level corporate strategy meetings. Unlike the other employees who treat the patriarch with absolute deference, she engages with him using a confident, almost daring approach that challenges his ego. A quiet, charged dynamic quickly develops between the two, masking itself as professional collaboration while carrying clear undertones of personal interest. The young professional recognizes the patriarch's vulnerabilities, identifying his need for constant admiration and his growing detachment from his domestic life. She positions herself strategically within his daily operations, ensuring that she becomes indispensable to his upcoming business ventures and private schedules. This introduction introduces a dangerous element into the narrative, representing the catalyst that will ultimately threaten the wife's carefully guarded family structure. The pacing slows down slightly here to emphasize the subtle glances, the shared subtext, and the quiet shifts in power that occur within the corporate offices.
Aware of the shifting atmosphere but determined to protect her social position, the wife initiates a highly sophisticated public relations counteroffensive. She begins planning a massive, ultra-luxurious milestone wedding anniversary celebration, designed to re-establish her marriage as the absolute standard of societal perfection. She uses her extensive digital influence to generate public anticipation, transforming a private relationship milestone into a massive, highly visible media event. By doing so, she strategically traps her husband within the public eye, making it impossible for him to withdraw without creating immediate suspicion. She meticulously selects every detail, from the elite guest list to the heavy media coverage, ensuring the event will be impossible to ignore. In private, she confronts her husband not with emotional accusations, but with a cold, clear reminder of what a public scandal would do to their shared corporate empire. She appeals directly to his financial self-interest and his obsession with his public reputation, forcing him to comply with her festive plans. This chapter showcases the wife's formidable tactical intellect, proving that she is far from a passive victim in this unfolding domestic drama. She utilizes the media as both a weapon and a shield, determined to fight for her empire using the tools of digital perception. The narrative broadens significantly by revealing that the patriarch's deceptions extend far beyond casual infidelities or simple workplace attractions. The audience is introduced to an entirely separate domestic universe, a completely hidden household that the businessman has quietly maintained for years. In this parallel reality, a completely different woman functions as his partner, living in a residence funded entirely by corporate accounts. This woman possesses a completely different temperament than the high-profile first wife, presenting an aura of traditional compliance, quiet resilience, and deep emotional dependency. She has consistently accepted her secondary, hidden status in exchange for financial security, comfortable housing, and the occasional presence of the patriarch. However, this hidden arrangement has extracted a heavy psychological toll over time, creating a life defined by isolation, secrecy, and constant waiting. The hidden partner must constantly manage her own expectations, navigating the painful reality that her relationship must never exist in the light of day. This revelation redefines the true scope of the husband's double life, transforming the story from a standard cheating narrative into a complex examination of systemic deception. The stark contrast between the two households highlights the patriarch's intense desire to control multiple distinct realities simultaneously. The focus shifts to the young adult children of the primary household, who find themselves caught directly in the crossfire of their parents' silent war. The son, an aspiring professional working within the family business, experiences intense pressure to live up to his father's imposing corporate legacy. He idolizes his father's professional achievements but finds himself deeply disturbed by the erratic personal behavior and emotional coldness he witnesses at home. Meanwhile, the daughter observes her mother's hyper-focus on digital perfection with a mixture of profound skepticism, sadness, and growing resentment. She sees through the curated social media posts, recognizing the immense emotional cost her mother pays to maintain a false public identity. The siblings share quiet, tense conversations, expressing their mutual anxiety about the stability of their family and the true nature of their father's absences. They are forced to navigate their own social circles while carrying the unspoken weight of impending family embarrassment, aware that the truth cannot remain hidden forever. This chapter anchors the emotional stakes of the series, demonstrating that the patriarch's choices do not just affect his romantic partners, but actively shape the psychological well-being of his children. Expanding the narrative canvas further, the episode introduces the influential extended family members who hold significant stakes in the family's public standing. The patriarch's brother, an opportunistic individual with his own financial ambitions, functions as both a confidant and a potential threat within the corporate structure. He possesses intimate knowledge of the patriarch's personal history, utilizing these secrets as quiet leverage to secure his own position within the company. Simultaneously, the elder matriarch of the family circle observes the growing domestic tension with a deeply traditional, conservative perspective on marriage. She counsels the primary wife to endure the husband's flaws, arguing that a woman's primary duty is to preserve the family name at all costs. This traditional pressure adds another layer of confinement for the wife, illustrating that she faces scrutiny from both modern digital followers and conservative family structures. The extended family network acts as a powerful reinforcing mechanism, actively discouraging honesty in favor of preserving collective wealth, social influence, and historical reputation. This section illustrates that the web of deception is actively maintained by an entire ecosystem of individuals who benefit from the status quo. As the date of the massive public anniversary celebration draws closer, the logistical complexity of the patriarch's double life reaches a critical mass. The younger corporate professional demands a more defined, public acknowledgement of her status, refusing to remain indefinitely confined to professional boundaries. Simultaneously, the hidden partner in the secondary household experiences a personal crisis that requires the immediate, physical presence of the businessman, complicating his schedule. The primary wife discovers a definitive piece of financial evidence, an unexplained, massive transfer of corporate funds to an unlisted private property account. Rather than confronting him immediately, she holds this information tightly, adding it to her growing arsenal of strategic leverage for the upcoming event. The patriarch finds himself operating under immense pressure, forced to constantly lie to multiple parties within the span of a single afternoon. The smooth, confident demeanor he displayed in the boardroom begins to show visible signs of wear, as the boundaries between his separate worlds start to blur dangerously. The tension escalates to a palpable level, creating a sense of inevitable collision as all parties move toward the same social space. The premiere episode reaches its final narrative block by showcasing the final, high-pressure preparations for the grand anniversary gala. The massive venue is decorated with opulent floral arrangements, dramatic lighting displays, and extensive media walls designed for maximum visual impact. The primary wife stands in the center of the space, reviewing the final details with a look of absolute, icy determination on her face. She has successfully orchestrated an event that will force every element of her husband's life into a single, highly controlled environment. The patriarch arrives, dressed in immaculate formal wear, presenting a public smile that masks a profound sense of internal panic and exhaustion. The children stand by their parents, their faces tight with forced smiles as the first wave of elite society guests begins to arrive. The cameras begin to flash rapidly, capturing the image of the perfect, powerful family standing united against the world. The episode concludes its setup here, leaving the characters positioned on the precipice of a massive social gathering where secrets, ambitions, and hidden realities are perfectly aligned for future exposure. The narrative leaves the audience suspended in this moment of extreme, unresolved tension, waiting to see how long this immaculate facade can truly survive.